Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. Complete chaotic situation in Maharashtra, political chaos with the Shiv Sena falling out of numbers, falling out of support, falling out of options. There was a cabinet meeting earlier today between the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, who by the way has tested COVID positive. And as we speak, the other breaking news update is that Uddhav Thackeray is meeting Sanjay Raut at the Chief Minister's residence behind me. Strange, because we were told that the Chief Minister had tested positive for COVID-19 and yet that meeting is taking place. So we are not sure whether it's a physical meeting, whether it's a meeting with a distance, or whether it's a meeting inside the residence virtually. Now, that aside, the cabinet meeting took place earlier today, and the leaders who were present in that cabinet meeting, ministers included, are saying that routine COVID issues, battling COVID, etc. were discussed, nothing more than that politically. But of course, that's just for the cameras. Let me go across to Aishwarya joining us, because the situation is developing politically with the Shiv Sena threatening these rebels that if they don't reach Mumbai by 5 p.m. this evening, they will be expelled. Aishwarya, if they are expelled, what are the options? How will the story evolve from there?
Well, if they are expelled, then in that case, Eknath Shinde, who has been saying that he has 46 MLAs, would have to make sure that out of that 46, there are 37 MLAs of Shiv Sena. Because then the 2/3 rule, that is the 2/3 rule, will apply. He has to have, if you have two of the MLAs who are not active in politics, that is one is behind bars and the other one, even if the governor rules them out, you would have to have 35. But according to the rule book, you would need 37. I repeat, 37 MLAs Eknath Shinde would need, including him. And if he is able to touch that figure, then they have nothing to worry, despite the action which may or may not be taken by the Chief Minister. But this 5 p.m. meeting is very important because now, as you just said, that the meeting between Sanjay Raut and Uddhav Thackeray, which is taking place, what is decided after this meeting, it is going to be very significant because as we speak, amid all this, 4 more MLAs, namely Yogesh Kadam, Gopal Dalvi, Manjula Gavit and one more, are going to Guwahati from Surat with the Maharashtra BJP chief Chandrakant Patil. So Chandrakant Patil from Mumbai landed in Surat with a chartered plane, and from Surat he is going with 4 MLAs. Once again I repeat, Yogesh Kadam, Gopal Dalvi, Manjula Gavit and one more. So the number seems to be increasing. So the trouble for Uddhav Thackeray is rising. This may be seen as the last flexing of muscles by Sena. Because if Eknath Shinde and if those MLAs who are there in huge numbers, and as you yourself, Niranjan, broke that news, that more rooms are being booked in that 5-star hotel of Guwahati, about which Hemanta Biswa Sarma seems to be very happy about, that the hotels in his city are being booked and that revenue is coming. It suggests that more and more support Eknath Shinde is able to garner. And hence, this is being seen as a desperate measure. Suddenly today, right before the cabinet meeting, information came in that the Chief Minister is COVID positive. Now the 5 p.m. meeting, which is between the Shiv Sena MLAs and the MPs. Before that, you have this information of more MLAs going in. I'm getting a very important call, Niranjan. Back to you. Ji.
Okay, let me take this to Ankit, who's joining us from the BJP action point, which is Devendra Fadnavis' residence. Narayan Rane and his son have just met Devendra Fadnavis. They're also preparing for something. Ankit, what are you picking up?
So what I'm picking up, Niranjan, is that at the BJP headquarters here in Mumbai, Narayan Rane was set to address a press briefing that was supposed to be at 2:30. But instead, he apparently got a last-minute call from Devendra Fadnavis, and hence he has gone over to Fadnavis' house. And that is where the BJP leaders are in a huddle. So the Maharashtra BJP as well as Union Minister Narayan Rane there, who are having a consultation right now. Meanwhile, we have heard from more of the ministers who were present in the cabinet meeting that was held at the Mantralaya, just where we were reporting at. And all the ministers there, whoever has spoken, Nitin Raut, Balasaheb Thorat, they all claim that there was no political situation that was discussed. It was only run-of-the-mill and routine matters such as COVID management, such as monsoon, that were the talk over there. However, we can tell you that up to 8 Shiv Sena ministers were not present at that meeting. There was a very small representation of the Shiv Sena. One of the ministers did come out and say that the Chief Minister was smiling through the whole process. And so they are trying to give an impression that they have this situation under control, but whether or not that is the reality, that remains to be seen. And of course, there are key developments taking place in Assam as well, where Eknath Shinde has claimed, very importantly, Niranjan, that the BJP has had no role to play in any of this, that this is all him working on his own volition and along with the rebel Shiv Sena MLAs who are with him.